You get tired, but we as flippers we want to continue always. And you continue, but you will be so tired you will not even pay attention at the technique. You start doing the technique wrong and then What is up guys, Drumev is here. In this video I will give you the 5 main tips to do flips better. I know you don't want to hear any other announcements, so let's go straight to the subject. Tip number 1 is the golden tip, and it is of course for the basics. Practice the basics till perfection. Please remember this sentence because you need it to do flips better. It is very important, the basics are everything guys. For example, you want to do double backflip. Make sure that your backflip is perfect. Make sure that your round off is perfect. If you're doing round off back handspring, double back, make sure that your round off and back handspring are perfect. Because if your round off back handspring backflip is perfect, then double backflip is just matter of pushing through the fear. And the fear in flipping appears when we are not sure if you can land a certain flip. But if you have done round off backflip 1000 times, then double backflip will be so easy for you. Because first, your technique will be much better. Second, your muscle memory will be on point. And the third, if you have done round off backflip 1000 times, you have much more confidence than doing round off backflip 50 times. I will give you a very good example of my tricking life. When I started tricking, I wanted to progress like everyone very fast. So I just learned a cork and I wanted to do cork cork. I learned cork cork, I wanted to do double cork immediately. I didn't even train 20 times my cork, but I was ready to do double cork. And yeah, it worked. I almost landed it, then I landed it. Then I was like, oh, I should try triple cork. I did 2.5 cork and my speed was very good. I was progressing so fast in tricking, man. I didn't even pay attention at the basics. I was like, nah, I don't need the tricking basics, man. I can do double cork now, I can land it. Then I did rep full swing through cork, then I did rep full swing through double cork in very short time. I was progressing so fast, man. Everything was going perfect. And then suddenly, just like that, I lost everything, every technique in tricking. I started bending my legs so much. My favorite setup for double cork was J-step, was rep full, and I lost them. I couldn't land double cork. My body, my tricking level was telling me, please man, go to the basics. Just go a few steps back, but I was like, no, I don't have time, I have to grind more, I have to train more, I have to progress faster. But it wasn't working guys. My technique became worse than ever, and right now I'm training my tricking basics so much. Only corks, only gainer switch, only cheat gainer, until I do them perfect. And guess what guys, my tricking technique now is becoming better than ever. And once guys you have the basics perfect, then you can progress so much faster, because you have a ground to step on and the ground is pretty solid. I think this was enough information for the first tip. Stamina. Stamina is very important in our flipping life, because this is actually like a small cycle. If your stamina is bad, then after 5 backflips you get tired, but we as flippers we want to continue always. And you will continue, but you will be so tired you will not even pay attention at the technique. You start doing the technique wrong and then we f***ed up everything. Also, if your stamina is good enough, you will be able to train longer, and that means you will progress faster. You will enjoy the flips more because then you will be able to train them longer. Start doing some exercises for stamina, start running a little bit. In September when my diet started, I started running in the forest. I climbed to the middle of the mountain, and in the first place guys, it was so difficult for me. In the first 5 days of this running stuff guys, I thought I would die. My lungs almost exploded few times, my calves almost exploded few times. So yeah, every beginning is difficult if you don't have a good stamina, but start doing something. Even though you go for a run and you run 50 meters, that means you run more than yesterday, and that means you're better than yesterday. And this is what our main goal is. Before we continue guys, check out the join button if you want to support me and my channel. Now we are coming to my favorite part, and it is the power, the strength. When I was a gymnast, even though I was young, 9-10 years old, I had a lot of power. And you may think now, oh man, you were a kid and every kid has a lot of energy. No. It was because after every gymnastics session I was working out for 30 minutes. I was doing push-ups from handstand, pull-ups. I remember it was something that you cannot think of, having a gymnastics session and then in the end you just skip the workout. This was near impossible guys. But from the strength workout you receive a lot of power, and you need this power for the flips. Flexibility. This is not my favorite part. As in the strength tip, you cannot skip flexibility that easy after having a gymnastics session. So back then it was 30 minutes strength, 30 minutes flexibility. It is very important because if you do flexibility correctly, that gives you mobility, and that means you can move much easier in the flips. Make sure you do the right stretching for the flips and you will improve much easier. So flexibility and strength is your left and right arm. Remember that, guys, because this is very important. Motivation is something that everyone needs in every aspect of the life. Find a good motivation. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to achieve that? Ask yourself these questions, and after answering them you will know what motivates you, or with other words, you will find the motivation. I will give you an example of my tumbling life. Actually, guys, so many stuff motivated me back then, but I will tell you only two in this video. The first motivation, it may be stupid for you, but it's important that it's for you, for yourself, for myself important. Most countries in Europe thinks that the Bulgarians are stupid, Bulgaria is stupid, in Bulgaria live only gypsies and everyone want to steal, but actually this is not true. And back then I said to myself that one day I will become one of the best flippers in the world. I wanted to show to the world Bulgaria, the Bulgarians, Bulgarian traditions from my own eyes. I don't know if that actually happened, but this is still my goal, and one day it is going to happen. The second motivation was two of the best flippers in the world, and yeah, that's right, that's Jack Payne and Bailey Payne. The two brothers, they were my biggest, just the biggest motivation. They were my idols, and still actually I still love them. They still motivate me every day. There was one video of them, I saw it on YouTube. I think this was the first video and it's called Twisting Insanity. I was watching this video every time before training, guys. Can you imagine that I've watched this video more than 100 times? And I said to myself that one day I will become as good as them and I will do every single flip in this video. Well, at least the flips I was interested in. These were my 5 golden tips to do flips better. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel, guys. And totally forgot about the comment shout out. The shout out in this video goes to Gideo Famers. You have to be joking me, low. Love these reactions. Thank you so much, man, for commenting. And of course, embrace the Drumev power.